Hello, everybody, and welcome to Sooner All Access. I'm Jim Powers, Assistant Commissioner of the Sooner Athletic Conference, and all of our All Access are brought to you by Tinker Federal Credit Union. And it's my honor and privilege to get an opportunity to sit down with one of our outstanding presidents. And she's been around a little bit, but officially named president at Langston University a few weeks ago, Dr. Ruth Jackson. And Dr. Jackson, thank you so much for the time. I know we had a chance to visit for a little bit at the basketball championships. But how's everything going? First few weeks as the full-time president with the interim tag taken off of that.
Well, first, thanks for having me and thanks for that very kind introduction. It has definitely been very busy here at Langston University, but in the best of ways. The first few months, first few weeks have really been filled with a lot of very exciting developments as we always have on our campus, inspiring moments and just a lot of positive momentum and energy. And for me as president, it all helps me tell the Langston University story. It makes it easy and it just makes it a real joy.
And we're going to get into the academic side here in a little bit because there's been some great things going on academically, but athletic wise, you're a huge sports lover. Talk a little bit about what you've learned about the student athletes and some of the ups and downs of the athletic department since you became president.
Sure. I've always appreciated the value of athletics and really a high respect for student athletes and how they juggle so many different demands. But being the president has really given me a very a different look at some of the challenges that our student athletes face and what a feat it is for them to really balance academics and practice and conditioning and competition and of course all the trials of their personal lives. And so I have a very high regard, and it just helps me know that it's important for us as an institution to have systems in place that can provide support for our student athletes, whether it's through their coaches, through mentorship programs, um, counseling services, and health access. All of that plays a role in making sure that our student athletes hopefully feel supported.
And one of the big things too, Dr. Jackson, is the success of Langston athletically. The basketball season this year, and you had a chance to celebrate not only one net cutting for the Sooner Athletic Conference Championship, but two of them. Plus also how a lot of your other sports have gone. You've got to be really gratifying to see for you and the university just how well the athletic department is doing and being what a lot of people will say the front porch of a university.
Absolutely. My background is in academic affairs, and so aside from being a spectator, I really didn't have a lot of interaction with collegiate athletics. Um, but as you mentioned, it really is the front door of an institution, and our student athletes and our coaches are some of the most important ambassadors that we have. And when programs are successful, that really introduces the institution to a wider range of people, including prospective students and their parents, their families. And so all of that is important. So this year, another phenomenal year. Uh, I was not a basketball player, and so this net cutting ceremony is always something that I have enjoyed from the bleachers. But our coaches and our athletic director, they're all so incredibly kind and generous. And not only have they allowed me to participate in that net cutting, so many others who played pivotal roles in supporting our student athletes and our coaching staff. And so it's been great. Immensely proud of our women's basketball program and their performance in the regular season, winning SAC and making a national tournament appearance. And of course, our men's basketball team, a tough start because of injuries and the flu, and to see how they rallied together and really, again, won the SAC tournament and made a national appearance. And that's just those sports. We have a strong tradition in track and field, in football. We have a new volleyball coach who really has created of a culture of support and a culture that really wants to increase the success.
And you mentioned AD Rogers a few moments ago, and I mean, somebody that's been there, done it, seen it from every angle on the collegiate side. It's got to be really good for you to have someone with that experience that can run your athletic department, and you, as the president, knowing everything's going to be fine. I'm not going to have a lot of big issues. Danita's going to be able to take care of all of that.
The experience that AD brings, not only as a seasoned athletic director, but certainly a successful coach at multiple institutions, at multiple levels, is something that I really admire and appreciate about her. Funny story, we both lived in Shreveport, Louisiana at the same time. We didn't know each other, but I remember reading about this woman coach who was coaching a boys basketball team and their successful record. And, a few years later, it's pretty cool that our paths have crossed, and I've gotten to know her as a consummate professional and someone who not only cares about W's and L's, she cares about the success of our students well beyond their time at Langston University.
And a lot of things go into it, but I know long-term planning, especially with an athletic department the size of Langston's. What are some of your thoughts and some of the things that you want to do to really expand and do things long-term for Langston University and the athletic program?
That's a great question. Like anyone else, I think we'd all answer in a similar way. We want growth. And for smaller institutions, we have to add the modifier of sustainable growth. We have to make sure that in our quest to grow programs and to have successful programs, we're doing it with a realistic model in place. And so we want sustained growth. We want to continue to be competitive in all sports, including the academic performance of our student athletes. And we want to continue to focus on that student athlete development. In terms of the university, we want to enhance our facilities. We want to expand scholarship opportunities because I'm learning that's a significant player in what a team, what a program can, and can't do. And all of that plays into the recruitment of top tier talent, whether that's coaching or student athletes. And so, for me, I want to make sure that our student athletes are prepared for life after sports. And so we want to make sure we focus on, in a very collaborative way. I think we like to borrow metaphors and lessons that we learn in athletics and spread it across the university. But ultimately, we want to make sure that we're providing the academic support, leadership development, and community engagement. Those are really the things that we believe will allow our student athletes to carry that success beyond the institution. I wasn't a college athlete, but I'm married to someone who played college basketball, and those life skills I see show up 30, 40 years after the ball stopped bouncing. And that discipline, that goal setting, that collaborative spirit continue to show up in the man that he is today. And I know that's true in the people that will leave Langston University.
Well, let's take a step away from athletics. Let's talk about academics. And number one, I had an opportunity to drive on your campus when I was there for the basketball championships, and the facilities, the buildings. It's so cool to see. It's such a fantastic campus. I wish I could have walked around a little bit more with a little bit of downtime. But I think on the academic side, one of the big things for Langston University is you were recently named a 2025 Carnegie Research College and University. That's huge. That is one of the biggest distinguished honors that you can get in the academic side of things. How is being named one of those universities and colleges going to affect Langston and also your long-term growth of the university on the academic side of things?
Well, Jim, thank you for mentioning that. That is a designation that we are beyond proud to carry. The Carnegie designation really is a new one in their organization, the Research College and University. It's an opportunity to recognize smaller universities that really carry out large and significant research, but obviously are not the size of flagship institutions. And so we're super excited to have this designation. For us to earn this designation, it's a recognition of, I think it's over $10 million in federal research grants that our scholars have secured. And what I am equally stoked about is that at Langston University, our researchers and our scientists don't work in isolation. Our undergraduate students have the opportunity to work shoulder to shoulder with them in this cutting edge research. And that experience is what makes them different when they move on past their undergraduate careers and start to work, to apply for graduate and professional schools. And so that $10 million number is significant because really that dollar amount would have qualified us to be designated as a research two institution if it was only that. However, the other criteria for research two is that you award at least 20 professional doctorates in a year, and we don't have any professional doctoral programs. As proud as we are of our Doctor of Physical Therapy program, that's considered a professional doctorate. And so we don't quite meet that yet, but I foresee, based on the success of our research and grants, that research doctorates may not be too far in the distant future. And so for us, that opens doors to new funding opportunities. Again, it gives our students great experiences, and it helps to recruit, again, high caliber faculty and staff to our university.
And I'm going to say this, and I've been involved in collegiate athletics for a long time. You're not only recruiting on the athletic side, you're trying to get the best of the best students to come to Langston. And I think this Carnegie designation is going to help raise the awareness and get some of those top flight students to look into what programs you have. And I think that's just going to be a huge win-win for everybody there at Langston University.
Oh, you're 100% correct because we have students visiting the campus with their families who are looking at the football program and who are also looking at the agriculture program. And here's the beauty of it, that comprehensive nature of our university is really one of the things that makes us so unique. And so when that student and family come to visit, even though they're here to see an academic program, if you can walk them over to the gym or to the stadium or to the softball field, they understand that Langston University really provides that college feeling that so many of our students are looking for.
And, one last thing, well, two last things. First off, um, females in collegiate athletics. You, as a president, you've got Danita, and it's so cool to see more and more females getting involved in collegiate athletics, not only as a student athlete, but in the administrative side. And that's one of the things with one of your great partners, Tinker Federal Credit Union, who is sponsoring all of our Sooner All Access, but they're also joining us in helping sponsor our new campaign that we're going to be rolling out here over the next couple months. And We Belong, getting more involved with women's in sports. Talk a little bit about Tinker Federal Credit Union as a sponsor for Langston, but also how important it is to get the word out about women getting involved in collegiate athletics, getting involved in administration, because you're seeing it firsthand, along with a few of our other presidents here in the Sooner Athletic Conference.
Yes. First of all, when I attend the SAC Council of Presidents meeting, there are more and more women each meeting, it seems. And so I'm super excited about that. And, I couldn't ask for a greater group of colleagues, regardless of gender, with among the SAC presidents. But you mentioned Tinker. Tinker Federal Credit Union continues to be an incredible partner. Their support is more than financial. It's really a true investment in our students and our programs, and quite frankly, in our mission. So the We Belong campaign, I think it speaks directly to what we believe a core value for us at Langston University, and that is that every student deserves to be in a place where they are seen, where they're supported, and where they're empowered. And so Tinker Federal Credit Union shares that vision, and we're thrilled to have them with us as we try to amplify that message across our campuses and within our broader community. So that commitment from Tinker Federal Credit Union is helping us to sustain an environment that we believe is welcoming to all people, and that it's not only welcoming, but it's a place where students and our faculty and staff feel inspired to do more.
Outstanding. Well, Dr. Jackson, it's always great talking to you. It was an honor to meet you a couple weeks ago at the basketball championship. I'm looking forward to visiting with you a little bit more in May at the SID President's meeting down at Nelson. But thank you so much for the time. Thank you for sharing a lot of the great things that it's going on in Langston. And this is one of the things that I wanted to do with this program is put the spotlight on the universities. We know what they can do on the court and on the field, but there's a lot more that goes to it. So I wanted to thank you for taking the time.
No, thank you for providing this platform, not only for Langston University, but for all of our institutions, because there are so many great things happening across our conference, and it's always great to have a chance to talk about them. So thank you.
Outstanding. Joining us once again today on our Sooner All Access, the president of Langston University, Dr. Ruth Jackson, joins us, and we thank her for her time. And we're going to be talking to a lot of our other high-level administrators and presidents here as we start to wrap up the spring season. We get into summer because a lot of planning going on, a lot of great things going on as well. So we're going to get a chance to sit down with all of them. I'm Jim Powers. Thanks so much to Tinker Federal Credit Union for sponsoring Sooner All Access.